Jack, I always like to have something higher. Can I get some books? I normally use those things.
You want to go for this time?
You're going to be late for class.
Life is good. Life is cheap. Quick as this. Life is so cheap.
No, that is lack of
foresight. Life is
Hi, Auntie Christina, welcome. Auntie Christina is early for class. You guys kind of know that.
That was early.
Please share the live, Auntie Christina. I'm sure you have a few friends with children who could benefit. Auntie Nicole, who did you tell to join the live this evening so that your work as a teacher will not be so difficult? Parents will be able to know what to do so that wherever you meet these children, Uncle Kirk, and Uncle Jakeem.
Life is good.
Alright, what is happening? Oh, I've not plugged in my... Where is it? Good evening, everybody. How are we doing?
We are well in spite of us.
In spite of?
Us.
Well, we have another day, and so thankfulness
Life is good.
is a must, and we are saying life is good. Good, 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 good. All right, so I must let you guys know that there is one unit in the assessment for the first assessment that there's a unit that was not a part of the module that we did that needs to be done to complete that assessment. So I'm thinking that I'll do that. I was between two thoughts whether I should have done it today, but since we had promised the guys on TikTok that would have come live today, so when I'm doing that, then I won't go live. So we'll probably do that Wednesday, right? I don't think that unit will be relevant to another audience, so we'll do that on Wednesday so we can complete that first assessment. What? I'm proud of you guys. I hope you're proud of yourself, and I hope that you are studying
I'm proud of Auntie
and
Nicole.
reviewing. And
I'm proud of
the
Auntie
thing is, if you just begin to practice the things that you're learning, that is enough study.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything else. Just keep on implementing the things you
And
learn.
she's doing the sensory box for me, and I'm so proud of her.
Did the parents send anything?
So yesterday, because we're supposed to give them an idea as to what was going there.
Okay.
We haven't gotten around to it.
Okay, and how is it going?
It's going good. It's the fastest day I've ever worked today.
Oh, wonderful. And please remember to reward them.
Yes.
Give them awards and stars and other little things. Allow them to play with stuff.
The stickers work well.
Stickers.
They're the only people in here, so don't get awards.
Oh no, that's not good. Yes. All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Ashanti. Patsy, welcome. Welcome, Auntie Christina. And I saw somebody earlier. Hyacinth, welcome. Let me see who is on. Welcome. Welcome, Cute and Boy Collections. And Miss November, welcome. Boy, forgive me if I don't call all the names right. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We can do this. Thank you, guys. So we are in module 2. We've been looking at, for those who are new or joining us new today, this is early childhood course, early childhood program level 2, and we go live for the lessons that we think that could be beneficial to just parents or anybody who would have to interact with children in any form, be it at church, in the workplace, in the community, in your homes. We think that the information is vital and can help to make a better parent, a better aunt, once you relate to children, a better sister. So if you have smaller children or siblings, it's good for you. If you have neighbors' children that would come over to your house, it's good for you. So just send a message to anybody that you know has as children. and let's just do this. We want to build community, and the students in the class, they don't mind, right? You guys actually love when the others join. So we last week was amazing. I enjoyed every class. I enjoyed your company. I enjoyed the questions asked. I enjoyed everything. And we looked at sensory development. In your classes, guys, give me some feedback. Did that work? What happened? Were you able to see anything that we did in class, or we just wasting time learning notes and it's just for no reason? Did you see it in action?
I'm convinced at times that there is one particular chat that I have to call to him more than once. So I don't know if it's if like
You think there's some delay of such
if
areas?
it's an hearing thing or it's just I don't know.
All right, so that we need to do further checks on that. All right, I see something here. It says new messages. Where do I find those? 3 new messages, Auntie Nicole. When that comes up, where do I go to find those? Whilst I'm on the live, guys, I'm not so good on this thing, I'm learning this live business as we go, so forgive me if I miss anything. What you can do though to ensure that I get what you're saying is to follow me, and you can message me from there and we get it. But pardon me if I don't call every name. I'm in a class teaching, so I won't be able to hail you up all the time. Grab up the information and that's hail up. So this class now, we are on the second half of module 3, and then we're on to module 4. Aren't you excited? Yes, what we said, 17 modules, and we're progressing. So we want to look at promoting children's motor development. So that's where we're at today, and I am excited again about this one. Are you? Make sure you look excited. So I have a few questions that I want to get through, so you must understand the very foundation so that we can just press through and do so fast. So motor skill development, that's what we're talking about. So the question is, what is it? We want to know what that is. It doesn't matter what else we're going to say. It doesn't matter what's going to go on, guys. We must know the basic. If we're going to talking about promoting motor skill development, we need to know what is it, right? What is that? Then we want to know why is it important. When we find out what it is, why is this important? And then we want to know when we find out what it is and why it is important, then we're going to jump in, like the guy was saying, where is water? When he learned about the whole matter of baptism in the scriptures, he said, then there is water, what hinders me? So that's the same attitude we're going to take. What is it? And we know. Why is it important? And we know we're going to say, hey, then what do I need to do to help? I want to be able to help. How can I help? And so we want to answer those questions in this lesson this evening, or hopefully throughout the week. We want to do that, right? Today and tomorrow, because we may not go live Wednesday. So let's begin. So we want to ask, what is motor development? And for many, motor development is really considered to be something that we focus on regarding children. Anybody think, when you think about motor development, you think children, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, we always think about children, but guess what? It is beyond that. So we want to change our mindset. We want to upgrade our understanding. We want to upgrade the experiences that we have had pertaining to motor development. And we want to state here and now that motor development refers to the progression of skills related to movement and physical coordination that occurs in humans from infancy to adulthood. So when we normally think about it, we always just say infancy, children. Yes. So I want us say that.
Not true, cause isn't people in sports technically developing their.
There you go. So when you look at it like that, now you realize, but we have been like shutting off a section of our brain all this time, because now that you begin to look at it, it is so true. And later on in adulthood, we recognize that these very motor skills thing become the problems that many persons face. Are we seeing that? So we can't just look at them down the bottom and we're not looking at them at the other end of the
So tell me
spectrum.
something. If as an adult you can't write properly because that fine motor skill has not been developed.
Well, yes, those are things, and we might be an adult, we can maneuver certain stuff. But we're going to recognize is that there are so many other areas of life linked to our motor development that we probably are not cognizant of, and we will become. Think about things like, me just push in one, like dementia. We know that it's old age kind of thing, right? So we'll get there. So let's just
No,
go.
but remember that we had, apart from dementia, we had some friends who was young and prosy, and that person could not probably use a nail clip properly or use a scissors properly.
Okay, well, yeah. And those can create challenges. But like I said, even those, if you have your money, you can let somebody use scissors for you. You can let somebody do this for you. But when we get much older, they become more severe.
Yeah.
So we'll get there. Don't rush me. We'll get there. All right. So let us look now how we can talk about this. So motor development typically follows a predictable sequence, right? As we can see, all the developmental issues that we've been talking about, they follow a predictable sequence, which individuals master simpler skills before they move on to more complex ones. So, of course, you're going to crawl before you start win 100-meter sprint. You understand that? We're going to creep before we run. So that's what we're talking about, where we master simpler ones, they go in predictable sequence. If we begin to crawl or creep, then we know stand up is going to be next, and the baby is going to walk next, and the baby will run next, and the baby will jump, so we know the sequence, predictable sequencing. That's what we're talking about. So, and then they move on to the more complex ones. So there are a number of factors that can affect or have impact on the development, motor development, and some of these can be genetic, right? Some can be environmental,
Nutrition.
of course, nutrition, adults, nutrition, and opportunities for physical activities can all influence motor development. And I am very concerned about the kind of motor development taking place in this kind of era, in the post-pandemic era, with especially our children born 2020 back. Yes, it is a concern, big concern for me, and I'm sure that other persons probably must be doing research, researchers must be doing research, and it's a cause for concern for all of us, since physical activity was on the downside for a number of years, up to like 3 years, and when we look at the importance of it and how it benefits your holistic our life, then we realize that, oh no, we have to look. So all of these things will influence our motor development. So additionally, motor development can be influenced by neurological conditions or physical disabilities. So when we talk about neurological conditions, we're talking about medically defined situations as disorders, and these affect the brains, the nerves, and they're found throughout the body and the spinal. So the brain, the nerve, the spinal cord, that whole nervous, call it the nervous system, so to speak.
Network.
Yes. So when you think about strokes, right? So remember, you're not if when you hear strokes, you don't think infancy, you think adults. No, sir. So remember, we're talking about development impact from infancy all the way through to adulthood. We talk.
You get cholesterol from small as well.
It's rare.
Very rare, because most of the reasons that would cause, the factors that would cause it to have a stroke, you wouldn't expect, young, smaller children to have those things. Then you have what you call like cluster headaches. Look here, you have some persons who have headaches, and these cluster headaches are crazy. You have like episodes of 8 headaches for a day. This sharp, half of your head hurting you, and this, serious things.
Or you have headache for a couple of days
Straight, yes. So these are difficult You have things like epilepsy. We talk about ADHD. So what I'm giving an idea. So realize how much we're talking about motor development. But listen to the things that are coming out. These are things that we know about. And then what is another thing? You have autoimmune conditions, and those are becoming very prevalent in today's society.
Autoimmune. Explain that again, please.
Write it down and Google it. All right. So there's lots of information out there.
Autoimmune.
So some of the ones that you can think. So the autoimmune conditions are numerous. I hear somebody in my class calling Siri.
Is it serious, you say?
Okay. Siri, answer that, make it right. Okay. So, motor development. As we normally understand it, is that what? Can be understood the way children learn to use their bodies and their ability to do tasks they want to. So we can level with that since we're looking at it now in terms of children, promoting it in children. So we can settle with that, right? The way children use their bodies and the way they learn, because just put in that, they learn to use their bodies, right? And their ability to do so, to do the things that they want to do. So the next thing I want us to talk about is types of motor skills. So we've been talking about motor development, motor skills development, types of motor skill development. And when we talk about that, we know that there are two major groups. What are they? We talk about gross motor skills and we talk about fine motor skills. All right? Those are terms that we probably are familiar with. Gross motor skills and fine motor skills. So when we're looking at fine motor skills, these involve what? The coordination of what? Small. So we talk about the small muscle groups. And where do we normally find these small muscle groups? The fingers, the toes, in those small muscle groups. And they perform like precise and controlled movements, typically involving your fingers and stuff like that. So that is why when we refer to fine motor skill, one of you normally hear persons refer to handwriting, holding pencils, tying. So all the things that my hands are supposed to do, holding things, opening a bottle. Look here, parents online, or sisters, brother, cousin, whoever you be. Look here, motor skills like letting them opening. So we take away students' empowerment, children's empowerment for them so much. So even in the classroom, they'll come to you, the teacher, and because teachers love to be Almighty God, because only Almighty God is everything. Teachers love to be Almighty God, right? And so they come, teacher, can you open this for me? And you forget that they need to develop their skills. Of course, bottles can be very tight, and you want to be helpful. How can we help them and help us at the same time? Because if they don't learn to develop the fine motor skills enough, remember, it's going to be a problem on you. Parents, remember, it's going to be a problem on you as well. So guess what? What are you going to do?
Pull it.
Open it a little, remove the tights from it, and open it a little and give it back to them.
Yes.
And allow them to turn and turn and turn so they can develop their motor skills. Do not.
I open it for them to make sure that it cracks and then I close it.
There you go. Do not take away children's problems from them. Problems are important growth tools. Do not take away their problems from them.
Okay, miss.
So you notice what happened to the children of Israel? Did God take them out of the situation, or they had to go through the Red Sea, through the wilderness, right? But we like to just lift people out, airlifters, boom, and take them out of situations, and we like to do that with children as well. So helicopters, yes. So we're not going to be no helicopter teachers, no helicopter sisters, no helicopter friends, right? So somebody here says, I loosen it and give them yes to finish up the job. That's amazing. So anything at all that has to do with the fine motor skill muscles, we want to allow them to do that. And there are so many of them that are in inexpensive ways. ways that will not take anything off us that we can do at home. We'll get to those soon. I just want to continue to define what we mean by fine and gross motor skills. So we're talking about what those involve, and so let us look a little bit. For those here, you are doing so well, or you're being blessed more. You get to see the slide. Guys on TikTok, look here. Try to call your friends, your cousin, your auntie, your granny to come and follow me so we can meet the number of followers so I can share slide. I cannot now share slide, I need more followers. So please, I would love to be able to share slides with you so that you can see. Oh, if, I don't know, you'd have to try that. So when we talk about, so we're looking over here and we're seeing that fine motor skills, read the slides guys. They involve, as we said, smaller muscles of the body such as the fingers, and they require what? They do?
They require small, precise movements such as writing
and using scissors. Oh my, using the scissors is such a thing. I know parents are nervous to let children use scissors, but look, you can have them use scissors. Ensure you get the round tip ones, and there are other scissors where the tips are even rounder than that. Please give me that container with my scissors. Let me find a scissors I could show them. Please give me that container there, right under the stencils. Right under the stencils. Follow instructions precisely. The container under the stencils. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alright, so here are scissors that we can give them. You notice that well protected. So and help them. If you have a scissors nearby and you can just put your hands in there, big finger here, 2 fingers here, and just allow them to do this. This takes a lot of muscle work. I can see feel the muscles all the way here being worked.
That is one of their biggest challenges.
Yes, biggest challenge, just to do this. Right, so how we can develop that? We can let them begin to squeeze the clothespins. We can let them, because you see, this here helps in so many ways. So many ways just to help them to do that. Wow, wow, wow. And practice. There are scissors, actually, even without the blade area, that is just like the full thingy. So you can get scissors, right, here is it. I'm looking for these, no blades. So if you're really, really paranoid about the blade, or maybe you're not paranoid, you're just careful.
Yes,
it still give them the work, the hand muscle work that they need to develop those muscles. All right, thank you for handing me that. Hey, somebody missing my class. Please tell me your name so I know who that is.
Take your money, register.
All right, then now, did I miss anything? Fine motor skills contributes to the development of hand strength, right? And finger strength. We call that dexterity, which is skills in performing tasks. So dexterity. And now, in the last 4 years, 3.5 to 4 years, that is the biggest challenge that students are facing. The dexterity. Oh my, the hand's so weak. They can hardly hold a cup. They can hardly manage anything. They can hardly hold a pencil. It's the worst I've seen it in my, 30 years in the classroom. It's the worst I'm seeing dexterity. So we really need to focus on, so I'm so happy that you guys are on. We need to really focus on helping children. Pencils, I've seen some ways to hold pencils that I'm telling you, I've never. Yes, this is the big way now that they're holding it, but some horrible ways. I can't even figure out some of the ways. Yes, it's where it has been held like this now. I don't know. I know people used to put them between different fingers and do different things back then, but now creative ways are being made to hold the pencils and to use them. So writing is becoming so difficult for children, and it's important. Parents are saying, boy, they don't have to write, they can type. But look here, until all exams are administered that method, your children will need to learn to write. And even outside of exam, it is good to develop the muscles. So if something is good for the body, the temple that God has given us, then by all means, let us go for it. Let's go for it, okay? So, let's look at gross motor skills. They talk about the development of gross motor skills typically begins in infancy and it progresses all the way through childhood and adolescence. So infants starts to learn to control their heads and body movements. Can you recall seeing any babies?
Yeah.
Yes, to control their heads and their body movements.
Yes, I'm looking at what one of my friend's baby
Mhm.
and everything, and she's using her hand to push up now.
There you go. So that's a concept we're going to look at later on. Right, called that tummy thing.
Yes.
So they learn. I mean, this.
6 lakh.
So there are so many and these are things that parents, like your friend there, needs to know these things. So like we like to put them on their backs, but putting them on their bellies, you know, like 6 to 8 times per day supervised is very good. It helps them in so many ways. So we're talking about that now before later, because we have it coming up later. But when they're on their bellies, they get to, you see how their head turn and the muscles move and they can explore. Remember exploration, they learn through exploration. They get to lift their head up. And also, when, especially when they're younger, and you not keep them in the back position, because when you keep them on the back, and they develop this flat head syndrome, you know. You understand? So when they're always lying down like that, so you put them on the belly, right? And they get to lift the shoulder, lift the head, lift the shoulders. As they get older, they get to ease up on the hand. And if you, the adults, know how good this exercise is, we call it the swan, right? When you're doing Pilates and you lift up, beautiful stretch and strength for the back. Wait, it's right about wetting me up here. Is this, wait, the sun, how the sanitizer wetting me up? Oh man, my whole back here wet. All right, so much so. So we're talking about their movement. So eventually they progress to crawling, to standing, and to walking. So gross motor skills continue to develop and be refined as children